The Department of Education documents how culture war lead to record student discrimination in 2022. The Education Department's Office for Civil Rights logged a record number of discrimination complaints in the past year. It is the latest indicator of how the social and political strife roiling the country is reverberating in the nation's schools. Nearly 19,000 complaints were filed to the office in the last fiscal year between October 1st, 2021 and September 30th, 2022, more than double the previous year and breaking the record of 16,000 filed in fiscal year 2016. According to figures provided by the department. The surge reversed the decline in complaints filed in the office under the Trump administration, which rolled back civil rights protections. Officials say the complaints reflect grievances that were amassed during the worst public health crisis in the century and the most divisive civil rights climates in decades. The complaints were logged as schools struggled to recover from pandemic-related closures and add to the declining test scores and growing mental health challenges that displays the fragility in large parts of the country's education system. Catherine Lamont, the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights, said the jump in the number of complaints, which have not yet been made public but will be reflected in the officials' office's annual reports in the coming months, is both encouraging and sobering. Well, for one thing, I don't think we should be surprised that there's a surge in cases. Just because the previous administration decided to not log it at all, just because they want to ignore it, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, the Trump administration made it okay to be mean, to be
exactly.
hateful, to make
they encourage it.
They encouraged it.
They absolutely encourage it. But even more than that, they removed a lot of the civil rights staff from the various departments and basically leave them empty. Of course, there will be less complaints if there's no one there to take them.
Right, that's true. And again, 19,000. I'm surprised that number is so low. You know what I mean? Well, those are the ones reported. Again, let's be clear on that.
Reported. That's the key word, right? There are some departments. There are some school districts that probably will never report it. There are some school districts that would never allow their students or their teachers or their staff to report it. And those are the the suffering silent ones.
Yeah. I think it's important to draw a parallel to the years that are in this report. We're in an all-time record in this latest reporting of October to October. So the reporting closes in October of 2022. What has happened in 2022? The largest number of attacks on LGBT, the largest number of state laws proposed to attack LGBT and trans, a very significant increase in anti-Semitic increase, a very significant increase in people of color issues, woke conversation, don't be woke in reverse, takes place in 2022. And we have a record number of discrimination complaints filed in our schools as a result of it. Our words and actions matter, and this is where you see it. And then the other important date in this report is, even if everything that we say and suspect is true, that the numbers are artificially lowered because of the Trump administration, they can't hide what the 2016 number reflects. We were at an all-time record in that year, and what was going on for those 12 months. That was the election cycle, not Donald Trump yet, the election cycle of all of the words that were coming out of that campaign's mouth, full of hate and giving you permission to discriminate. Remember the Asian reporter? Remember the handicap attack? Remember all of the attacks
that against Mexicans?
Exactly, that they're murderers and they're dirty, etc. That kind of language of that campaign for that year leading up to the election of that president elect at the time gave permission, and as a result we have an all-time record of discrimination complaints of what's going on in our schools. Of course our 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th grade students are listening to the president, and of course in 2022, of course, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders are listening to Governor DeSantis and Governor Abbott. The numbers skyrocket because of it. It's direct proof.
It really is.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.